Om Stapakaya ca dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Stapakaya ca dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna Te Namah Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our humble salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God Incarnate. Let us pray to Him to remove all our ignorance, to give us knowledge, to lead us towards immortality. Sri Ramakrishna has been giving teachings in various ways, how to fight the worldliness. You will have to get over the worldliness in order to come towards God. That means Sri Ramakrishna is suggesting to practice dispassion towards the world, towards the things of the world. Somehow you must find out the technique of getting rid of worldliness from your heart. It is this worldliness that is responsible for all this suffering, for everything, I should say. So, if you have to have the real peace, real joy, then it follows you will have to free yourself from all types of worldliness. So Sri Ramakrishna is very definite about this. He tells there is no substance whatsoever in the worldly life. If you analyze it calmly, quietly, silently, you will understand what Sri Ramakrishna had said is really true. Generally, what do you see? Sri Ramakrishna himself tells that quarrels, misunderstandings, jealousy, and friction. Everyone in this world, whether he is an illiterate or a great scholar, he is aware of these things. As long as you are in the world, you will be under fire, under the influence of any one of these. It is not the end of it. Sri Ramakrishna tells further, there are disease, grief, and added to that, poverty. All these things are there. In spite of it, we don't try to give up this most unreal world. So seeing this condition, Sri Ramakrishna stood before the Divine Mother and prayed, "O Mother, please turn my mind at once from the world to God." These are all prayers Sri Ramakrishna did before Divine Mother in order to show how we should pray in front of God. You have to pray to Mother to remove worldliness from your heart. That's very important teaching which Sri Ramakrishna is giving to us. It is very important if you have to have spiritual experience, there should not be worldliness in you. That means there should not be worldliness in you means what? It means you should not hate anyone, you should not become jealous of anyone, you should not quarrel with anyone, you shouldn't have any misunderstanding. So you have to be careful. What happens because of our ego, even in the name of spiritual life, we tend to become more egoistic, more quarrelsome, more jealous. So as long as these qualities are not uprooted from your heart, how can you have spiritual experience? How can you have real peace? How can you have joy? So, Sri Ramakrishna is telling very clearly to brush aside all hatred, all jealousy, all selfishness and egotism, worst of it. So, how to do them? It is true. It is true that we are amidst serpents of jealousy, hatred and so on. So Sri Ramakrishna suggests, let discrimination guard the doors of your mind, and let not any evil thought enter therein. These two things are to be taken care of. As soon as you wake up in the morning, immediately you must put on the switch of discrimination. And you must be alert not to allow any evil thoughts to bother you. Constant discrimination is required. Constant discrimination leads you towards dispassion. That's what Shankaracharya says in the Viveka Chudamani. Viveka Vairagya. These are the most important factors in our spiritual life. Viveka and Vairagya, discrimination and renunciation, both should be very strong in you when you are seeking spiritual achievement. You must have these two things, discrimination and renunciation. Don't desire anything of the world. Even the little desire that comes to you, it takes away your mental energy in that direction, and you will have to struggle to fulfill that desire. If you are not able to fulfill it, you resort to some unpleasant actions in order to fulfill your desire. It leads to so many other things. So what the important point what Sri Ramakrishna is trying to impress upon the spiritual aspirants is that never allow worldliness in your heart. Worldliness is like dirty water. As long as you are in the dirty water, you will have the bad smell of the water. So, you have to be careful about these instructions given by Sri Ramakrishna. No more need to be in dirty water. Take bath in a clean water. Discrimination and dispassion make the water clean. So how people under the influence of the world lose all their wonderful human qualities and behave in a very wretched way. As I told in the beginning, jealousy, hatred and all these things are part and parcel of worldliness. If you find any jealousy anywhere, if you find hatred, be sure that he is yet to become spiritual. They are the indications. So, you have to know the bad consequences of these things, how jealousy, hatred. I already referred to them as serpents, deadly poison. There were two people living in the neighborhood. Somehow, jealousy crept into their hearts. One was jealous of the other. One cannot bear the happiness of the other. His heart breaks at the progress of the other. So what happened? Somehow they wanted to propitiate God and take some boons so that they can enjoy the world more. With that idea, both of them went to a forest, began to do certain austerities. Then, of course, whenever a person does some austerity, it gives result. So, whatever God they were meditating upon with a concentrated mind, that God appeared. He appeared to one person and asked him, "What do you want?" The person immediately came to know that his neighbor is also doing austerity nearby. He was jealous of him. He doesn't want his neighbor to be happy. So he calculated all these things in his mind. Then he asked the boon. So he asked, "Let me lose one eye." Then the God said, "All right." Then he went to the another man. He put the same question, "What do you want?" The other neighbor thought probably he might have asked a lot of wealth. So he calculated in his own way. He was also jealous of this man. So he asked God, "Well, whatever you have granted to him, you give me double of that." He had asked, he may lose one eye, but he asked the double the quantity, so he lost both the eyes. So, how the worldliness leads to all sorts of crimes and actions, it is horrible to think about. So, as you think, so you act. As thoughts of love help in expanding the self, so do the thoughts of anger and jealousy lead to contraction. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling to get rid of this worldliness. Then only you will have the experience of spiritual achievements. Worldliness must go. There are many instances how the worldliness ruins a person. Because there is a story of Duryodhan in Mahabharata, full of jealousy to the brim, jealousy, hatred, anger, all in full proportion. So he would never tolerate the prosperity of his cousins. They are called Pandavas. Duryodhan and his brothers, they were called as Kauravas. So he tried to finish the lives of those Pandavas in any manner. He even plotted to kill them unawares. In the name of going to swimming to the lake, Duryodhan forcibly drowned one of the Pandavas into the waters. His idea was, let him be killed by drinking the water. In so many ways, not one or two, so many ways. If you read the story of Mahabharata, it is very interesting story. It is if you read it, you will understand how the fight between good and bad is depicted there in all details. So he would not tolerate the happiness of the Pandavas. He didn't want them even to live at least with the minimum comforts in the life. He just wanted to send them to the forest. He adopted crooked methods. So all these things led towards his total destruction. Not only he died, the whole Kaurava race was wiped out totally. There was a fierce battle. Everybody died. So, that is the world. So, Sri Ramakrishna is telling to the disciples, to the devotees who came there, enough of quarrels. How long you keep on quarreling like this? Put a stop. Devote your mind to God. Engage yourself in healthy, selfless activities. Selfless activity is very important. If you are conscious that you are doing selfless activity, then your ego will not bother you. So you have to be very careful in doing the activities so that you maintain your level of devotion to God. Once you are engaged in healthy, selfless activities, once you are devoting yourself totally in the work of God, naturally morality and purity will follow. You don't have to struggle for purity. You don't have to think about that. Naturally you will get those results. So your whole attention should be on God. Every day you must think, today I must make the best use of the day. Throughout my action, let me always keep my thought on God, keep my mind on God. Don't entertain any kind of vengeance or revenge towards anybody. Even if there are chances of getting hurt, though for the time being you may feel bad, but soon you must forget it. Try to forget even though you have been insulted. To forget is a higher virtue. Forget the bad things. You don't have to react, don't have retaliatory mood, but on the other hand, pray to God so that peace will prevail. So that thinking is important. Then only you will have remarkable progress in spiritual life. Page 462. It was the day of Ratha Yatra, the car festival of the Hindus. At Ishan's invitation, Sri Ramakrishna went to his house in Calcutta. For some time the master had a desire to meet Pandit Shashadhar Tarak Chudamani, who had been staying with one of Ishan's neighbors. So it was decided that he would visit the Pandit in the afternoon. A few devotees, including Hazra, accompanied the master to Ishan's house. Ishan had invited one or two Brahmin scholars and a devotee who followed the tantric method of worship. Shirish and Ishan's other sons were also present. The master noticed that the tantric worshipper had a vermilion mark on his forehead and smilingly said, "I see he is branded." After a while, M and Narendra arrived and bowed before Sri Ramakrishna. The master had previously informed M that he would be at Ishan's house. The master joked about the delay in serving their meal. One of the scholars quoted a Sanskrit verse about the anxiety created in people's minds by the pangs of hunger. Proceeding to explain the verse, he said, "The study of philosophy is indeed edifying, but poetry is more fascinating than philosophy. People listening to good poems think of the study of philosophy, Vedanta, Nyaya, Sankhya, and so forth, as dry and insipid. Again, music is more attractive than poetry. Music melts even a heart of stone. But a beautiful woman has an even greater attraction for a man's heart than music. Such a woman, passing by, diverts a man's attention from both poetry and music. But when a man feels the pangs of hunger, everything else, poetry, music, and woman, appears as of no consequence. Thus, hunger is the most arresting thing." The master remarked with a smile, "The Pandit is witty." Soon Narendra began to sing. A few moments later, the master went upstairs for a little rest. M and Shrish accompanied him. M introduced Shrish to the master, saying, "He is a 3 months, 4 months, slowly you will see degradation in the quality of work, in the quality of doing things. Laxity creeps in. Immediately must take steps to stop it. That's the way of spiritual life. In spiritual life, more and more you must be careful, more and more you must be alert. That's the important point, what I am telling. Because in the name of spirituality, we have seen people developing jealousy, hatred and so on. It is worse than the worldly person. With respect to worldly person, it is allowed. Because worldly person means like that. There is nothing to wonder. But if a spiritual person behaves that way, it is a very tragic thing. He won't get the spiritual benefit. He will be worse than the worldly person. But this transition everyone will have to pass through, even though it is very difficult task. But if you are humble, if you are prayerful, then God Himself will take the responsibility of cleansing your heart. You don't have to bother about it. That's true. Just surrender to me, Lord Krishna says. Whatever you do, whatever you think, put everything into me. Surrender to me. So the attitude of surrender is called Sharanagati Yoga. That itself will take you to the highest spiritual experience. Anything else? You can ask. There is time to answer. We are all under the jurisdiction of Mother. You must know that. Mother means divine power. We are all under the jurisdiction of Prakriti, nature. We have not transcended it. We have not reached the position that which is beyond this realm of nature. So as long as we are under this, it is very useful and beneficial to propitiate the Divine Mother. Why it is called Mother means the Parabrahman and Prakriti. Parabrahman is all pervading, unmanifest. Prakriti is manifested power. Maya, Maya Devi. Maya means nature, the divine spirit, manifested divine spirit. So, that power is always, in our scriptures it is termed as female, feminine. That power is always called feminine, Shakti. Fire and its power to burn, the power to burn is feminine. Fire is Purush, power to burn is feminine, Shakti. So, if you propitiate the Mother, it will be easy. Sri Ramakrishna himself gives an example in the Gospel somewhere. He tells Sri Ramachandra and his divine consort Sita and Rama's brother Lakshman, all the three were going to forest to fulfill father's wish. So, while walking, in front Sri Ramachandra, then followed by Sita, then Lakshman. So they are walking. So if Lakshman wants to have the vision of Rama, if he wants to see Rama, Sita should step a little bit aside so that Lakshman could see Rama. Otherwise, Sita is at the back of Rama. How can Lakshman see Rama unless Sita agrees or paves the way for him to see? Sri Ramakrishna gives this example. So that is Mother. If you get the grace of the Mother, you get everything. That's the idea. That's the idea. But you can consider whomsoever God you are worshipping as your own mother, father, everything. Jagataf Mata Pita. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva. Tvameva Bandhuscha Saka Tvameva. Tvameva Vidya Drivanam Tvameva. Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Thou art my father, thou art my mother, thou art my friend. Like that we pray. It's only to express our relationship with God we use these terms. Any question? No. Just see whatever the austerities they do, they only set the ideal for us. The ideal must be far reaching. And Panchatapas she did here in order to see that the external form loses all its beauty, so that man is not deluded by that beauty. In one sense, Mother says that she wants to burn out all the samskaras, whatever they are, in the process of her life, to burn them all, everything at the outset. And in order to feel separation from this vehicle of body-mind complex, she underwent tapas. It was not necessary. Actually, Mother need not have to do tapas at all. It is just like telling, why did Mother do so many japa every day? As I said, the actions of these great people are to lead us, to lead the people at large in a proper direction. So they show in their own life. That's why Mother, though she is the mother of the universe, though she is the source of all power, yet she accepted suffering. How much she worked hard from morning to night. She was surrounded by her own brothers who were asking always money, 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 like that. Holy Mother herself said, even for fun they didn't ask anything about God. If they had asked, Mother would give anything, whatever they would ask. They didn't ask. They would ask only money. So they couldn't recognize the Divine Mother in Sharda Devi. Her own brothers could not recognize. But the devotees, the pure soul, they could recognize Divine Mother. Girish Chandra Ghosh recognized her. Girish Chandra Ghosh, a great disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, once he fell sick. He was terribly exhausted, terribly weak, in a very bad condition. He was. At that moment, he saw a divine form which came and touched his head and pacified him. After that, his condition improved. He got rid of his fever and all discomfort. He became wonderful. He wanted to know who that divine form was. He didn't. He only saw in a dream. But he wanted to know whether that form really existed somewhere in Calcutta. He wanted to know. But who will tell? It happened many years back. But one time when she came to Jairambati, the birthplace of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, then she came to see Holy Mother. When he saw Holy Mother, he was stunned. Immediately he shouted, "Oh, this is the divine form I saw in my dream. She saved my life. I was about to die. I was in very bad shape. She lifted me up. She gave me new life." Like that he began to jump and cry. He could recognize the Divine Mother. So, and another devotee, he caught hold of Holy Mother's feet and said, "Mother, you must reveal to me who you are. You must reveal, you must reveal." Then Mother was so gracious, and seeing the earnestness of the devotee, she revealed herself to him as Sita. So like that. They say they did austerities etc. to purify. But what kind of purification they anticipated, we don't know. First of all, where is impurity? There is no impurity as such in such people. But because Holy Mother would take all the sins of the devotees when they come for initiation, when she would bless them, when she would burn all their impurities. So the effect of all those would be staying with her. So she has to undo them, everything. So it's as if to burn all those things, she did this panchatapas. That's one way of explanation. And in this incarnation, Holy Mother, she manifested perfectly as like most ordinary simple woman, not giving any hint to anybody that she was Divine Mother herself. Just as Sri Ramakrishna also did like that. Sri Ramakrishna himself said later, when people would come to know that I am God, remember my days are numbered. I would not live any longer thereafter. That was the indication Sri Ramakrishna gave. Alright, we shall stop. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust, raging furiously within. O name stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its curve to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name, that bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who finds in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass, be patient and forbearing like a tree, take no honor to thyself, give honor to all, chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as they may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Ah, how I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrated at thy feet let me be an unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all realize what is good. May none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bonds. May the freed make others free. May good betide all people. May the sovereign righteously rule the earth. May all beings ever attain what is good. May the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time. May the earth be blessed with crops. May all countries be free from calamity. May holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.